those of us that, let me start over again. Okay, everyone, welcome back. We're about to do a recording that's going to be published next week on Friday. This is for, no, actually, next week on Wednesday, if I'm not, maybe Friday. And this is for $800,000 and under. Part of our 12-part series, that we're doing here, searching for the ideal property within your budget. So let's get started here. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode as we go. Welcome back to another episode, guys. You get bloopers on the spot, what can I tell you? Okay, as you can tell, I'm pretty much still getting used to this. So this is part of our 12-part series. Today we're covering, $800,000 price range, from $700,000 to $800,000, in hopes that we can help you find your ideal property within your budget. Answer that famous question: can I find something within my budget that I love, that I can fall in love with here in Baja Sur? And this is part of our 12-part series, as I mentioned, where we share with you a very important tool, and that is using the MLS search function on your free account at ReloToBaja.com. So let's get started. Grab your cup of coffee and let's have some fun today. All right, so first things first, make sure to go to riverside.com. Riverside.com. Wrong one. ReloToBaja.com. Let's go to ReloToBaja.com and log into your account. If you're wondering what is Riverside, Riverside is what I use to record these videos and do my live stream. So if anyone wants to know more about that, don't hesitate to shoot me a question, and I'll be more than happy to help you with that sort of stuff. So once you get to ReloToBaja.com, you go to MLS search, go to property search. And again, this is something that I say every single time because I really want you to know and have the confidence to share your name, your email address, and your telephone number, your cell phone number with me. When you create an account at ReloToBaja.com, it does ask you for that information, and I am exclusively the only person that will be using this information to reach out to you. We do not sell it. We do not share it with anybody else. It's exclusively for me to communicate with you. That's it. Nothing more. And all in the hopes of providing you excellent service and attention. Follow-up is my middle name. I pride myself on my follow-up, and getting back in touch with you as quickly as possible is extremely important to me. And I know it's important to you, because if you're asking a question, if you're sending me some comments, it's important to you to take the time to write them and to send them. I want to respond. I want to be able to get those right away. So please feel confident to do that. If you do already have an account, all you need to do is, if it asks you to log in, that email address that you shared with me and the password you created at the time of creating your account is all you need to log in. Go to MLS search, property search, and here we are, general search again. And these are the fields that we're going to be using. Again, there are predetermined areas that you can select, but for the purpose of this video series, we are using the, oh, I didn't even share my account, my screen. Oh, did I? Share screen. Let's go back again. All right, everybody back home on lives. This is you get to see the behind the scenes. We're going to start over again. So this gives you guys a chance to see how many times I fumble, apparently. All right, because we are going to start over again. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your patience, those that are watching me live. If you do have any comments, have fun. Make it at my expense. What can I tell you? But yes, trying to get this done here in a timely fashion. Those of you that are watching me live, as I prepare to record this, I have an appointment later today with a buyer, with a purchaser, who's going to be looking at some properties that are just under $220,000. So we're going to be looking at that, at those properties. He had selected a total of 7 properties, but unfortunately, of those 7, only 4 are available to show. And it's important for you guys to know that we don't use lockboxes here, guys. So because we don't use lockboxes in this market, we have to make appointments, and those appointments are made with the occupants, with the listing agent, with the property management people, etc., etc., etc. So not just your time and my time that we have to schedule, but we have to schedule time with all of those entities, and that's why 24 hours is required as a minimum to make these appointments on all of these properties. So that is a little bit of a difference that you might discover from back in the United States or Canada, wherever you may be from. That over there, you usually use what are called Supra lockboxes. You got this little card or a code, and you're able to just show up just about to any property at any time. It records all those things. It's a lot more updated system, but it is what it is. These being second, third, and fourth homes, for many folks, they want to have that kind of security protocol. All right. So with that said, let's go back over here, and we're gonna remove this one. Start over again. Okay, so we're going to be covering 700 to 800 KUSD. All right. And we want to start with this layout. And we're good to go. Okay, let's start over again. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode as we go from $100,000 to $2 million. It's a 12-part series in $100,000 increments until we reach $1 million. And then we'll do 2 final episodes at $1.5 million and $2 million. This series is designed to share with you a very important skill, and that is to use the MLS search function on your free account at ReloToBaja.com. So grab your cup of coffee and let's find out if we can answer the question, can I find something that I love within my budget? All right, guys. So let's have some fun exploring some areas and properties in this series. Today we're covering from $700,000 to $800,000. That is the range we're covering today, that $100,000 range. So allow me to share my screen with you guys. Like I said, grab your favorite cup of coffee and let's get started here. All right, so you should be able to see my screen now. And the first thing we want to do is go to ReloToBaja.com. All right, and at ReloToBaja.com, you're going to go to property search. Again, this is the general property search that we always use for this series. And as I've said before, and I reiterate again in this episode, please feel confident to create an account if you don't already have one. The information such as your name, your email address, your telephone number, that's your cell number by the way, so that I can text you, is exclusively used by me to reach out to you and answer any questions, discuss market conditions, owning in Mexico, what's the closing process like, what's the negotiating process like, etc., etc., etc. There are many things that are familiar to you that may be similar to what you're already doing in the United States or Canada, wherever you may be from, but there are some nuances that are considerably different, and that will ultimately affect your experience. So we want to set expectations right out the gate properly, and so that you know exactly what to expect, when to expect it, and there's no surprises. And that's why I consider myself your real estate Sherpa in the Baja Sur. So let's get started, guys. Here we're going to be using these fields. Baja California Sur covers the entire state. Well, frankly speaking, it covers from Loreto, which is about 6 hours north of Los Cabos, which is way at the southernmost tip of the Baja. And we're going to be covering from the Pacific side to the Sea of Cortez, which is why we're going to just leave it as Baja California Sur. In the future, if you want to make more refined searches, you can select from these specific areas if you know that you're interested in those specific areas. You can also use the polygon tool to create a specific shape area that you want to cover, a mask if you would, that you want to cover. Makes it easier sometimes. It's up to you. But for today, Baja California Sur will suffice. Any price, we're going to put this at $701, $700,001, and we're going to go all the way to $800. And the reason why I put in that $1 right there is because we've already done up to $700,000, and we don't want to look at properties that are exactly $700,000 again, right? So we're doing that right there. In a moment, we're going to adjust this because we're likely to see so many properties that we want to refine the search. Okay, as you can see right here, we're at 150 results so far, and this is houses and condos. And as I mentioned before, you can look at these other genres of properties, but for today, we're looking at houses and condos exclusively. And under the More tab, we really want to leave this as broad as possible. I've said this almost in every video, if not in every video. Not all listings are uploaded with as many details as others. Some have more, some have less. And if you are very detail oriented when it comes to doing this part, you may actually not see the properties that have less details. So you will have to do some hand filtering. Keep that in mind as we do this. I will use today two things. We're going to use view description first, ocean views, because frankly speaking, you're not going to come all this way to not go all the way and get a view, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons why you come down here. We're virtually living on an island down here with ocean surrounding us, sea surrounding us on three sides. And so why not get a view of it, right? So that's what we're doing. It didn't reduce the results by very much, as you can see. I mean, let's go back to this again, just so you can take a quick look. We'll remove it. And that's how you remove it. 151, and it dropped it down by just 30, okay, to 121, if I'm not mistaken. So, yep, not very much, okay, about 20% are gone. So let's refine the search a little more. Okay, we're going to go to 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, okay, and see what that does. 120, well, we just got rid of 2 properties, 1 property actually. So let's bring this down to 3 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bedrooms, right? Which is what most folks are looking for. Obviously, if you're looking for more bedrooms, you can adjust it to 4, you can adjust it to 5, or just leave it where it was. I mean, there were approximately 20 properties, 22 properties here, that one had less than 2 bedrooms, the others had more than 3 bedrooms to look at. So, I mean, it did reduce it a little bit in this respect. Still quite a lot, 100 properties. So let's today start at the bottom, at the southernmost tip of the Baja. We seem to have been not giving a lot of attention, a lot of love to the Los Cabos area. And Los Cabos is made up of 2 towns. San Jose del Cabo, which sits right over here under this 9 and 6. By the way, these circles tell you how many listings are within that general area. And again, San Jose del Cabo is the original seat of the municipality here. There's a total of 5 municipalities that make up Baja California South. Los Cabos is one of those municipalities, and San Jose del Cabo is the seat of the municipality, meaning like that's where the mayor's at, right? That's where their offices are located. The international airport for Los Cabos is located in San Jose as well, as you can see right here on my screen. And ultimately, let's see over here, Cabo San Lucas is a little farther southwest, as you can see, truly at the southernmost tip of the Baja. And these 2 towns, Cabo San Lucas and San Jose del Cabo, are the 2 towns that make up Los Cabos, right? And Cabo means Cape, if anybody wants to know, a little fun fact. Cabo means Cape, so you have the Cape of San Lucas, and you have the Cape of San Jose del Cabo, and Cabo San Lucas, okay, is what we're looking at. And in between is what is famously called the tourist corridor. So that's what makes up this general area we're looking at right here. Let's start. Now, Cabo San Lucas is fairly small. I gotta admit, very, very small, and it's a younger town, and you're gonna find that price per square meter here is lower in general in comparison to the San Jose del Cabo area, all right? And you've got several areas to choose from. I mean, you have what's called like the Pacific side of Cabo San Lucas, which, let's start right over here. Mavila, which is inside of the Quivira golf course. We've kind of talked about these. There's 8 listings, it looks like, in this area. Quivira is a product of the Pueblo Bonito group. They are hoteliers. Obviously, they also do residential. Beautiful. They have the Pueblo Bonito Blanco and Rosé on the main beach. And in Quivira, you have Pueblo Bonito Sunset and Pacifica. These are all hotels. And I have to share with you that if you purchase a property, full ownership real estate, inside of Quivira, you have access with a discount to all of their restaurants, including the ones on the main beach, Blanco, Rosé, and Pueblo Bonito Sunset, Pacifica, all of their restaurants, all of their bars at a discount, okay? They like to work a cashless system, and you have transportation inside of Quivira, which is really awesome. And what's even more awesome is that when you go over to Sunset, you can catch a bus transporting you over to Pueblo Bonito Blanco and the Rosé, and giving you, basically, you don't have to rent a car, you don't have to worry about Uber. If there was a downside, it would be that, you know, it runs every hour at the top of the hour and the half of the hour, you know, going and coming back. And so, yeah, you know, you gotta wait, I suppose, you know, it doesn't come at your beck and call like an Uber would, but it's free, right? It's included and in all that you get. And let's take a look at this one real quick. Mavila Tower. So we'll take a look at that one very quickly, and we'll take a look at this one over here. Owners have exclusive access to the owners only beach club. Now, if you happen to rent it out for long-term rentals, I believe the long-term renters, the occupants, have access to that as well. Not the Airbnb, if I'm not mistaken, not the Airbnb folks. But that said, there is a Jack Nicklaus golf course that can be utilized by everyone, including your Airbnb renters, including the restaurants, including the bars, including the spas, and getting that transportation that we discussed earlier. I mean, what's not to like? Inside of Quivira, you're also going to find, you know, hiking trails, biking trails, you know, a dog park. It's very pet friendly. For example, this right here that we're looking at, this is very colorful, so why not take a look at this one? This is inside. So we're looking at 2 gated communities inside of Quivira, right? So if you're really looking for what I would call a true resort style experience, over 25 restaurants, access, bars, they even have a nightclub, after hours place, all on site. These beach clubs, gyms, multiple gyms, because each one of these communities, like we're looking at today, Mavila or Copala, they have their own clubhouse, they have their own gym, they have their own pools, and even Copala, for example, has its own little restaurant at the clubhouse, but you can also go to the beach, the owners only beach club, and have access to another gym, another restaurant, you know, and what can I tell you? It's a great experience. They also have something called the Q Life, and that it brings the overall homeowners community together, which is really cool. You know, they do like golf events, wine events, you know, things that, you know, you can share experiences with and foster that community experience overall. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot condominium at Mavila. Currently, their amenities are underway. And so they're using because these are condos, they're using the amenities that are found inside the Pueblito section of Mavila. And it's important to know that there are townhouses and then there's condominiums that make up the overall Mavila subdivision. And you can use all of the amenities inside of Mavila, whether you're a condo owner or a townhouse owner. And you're going to notice that that is something similar at Copala as well. We'll discuss that in a moment. So 750, I believe this one is complete. And one of the beautiful things about the Mavila is that you get the sunset views, and far off in the distance, You will be able to see golf courses, both the second golf course that's being built inside of Quivira, and way off in the distance, this is Diamante, which is located over here. You know, we have to do something in Diamante. We'll see if they have something on the MLS, and we'll show you guys some of those in an upcoming video. I don't believe we're seeing anything yet because we're at the $800,000 price point. Diamante is likely well above that $800,000 max price point that we're looking at today, which is why we're not seeing anything in Diamante at the moment. Okay, so keep that in mind, but there's that nice little sunset. Let's look at this description. 2-bedroom condo with breathtaking views, as I mentioned. Second golf course, Jack Nicklaus signature, as I mentioned. And what can I tell you? Spacious living, floor-to-ceiling windows, high-quality finishes, open plan kitchen, high-end appliances, formal dining. 6 hotels, Pueblo Bonito Resort, some of the services available to residents. A selection of gastronomic with 30 restaurants. I mentioned over 25. Renowned spas, Quivira Golf Club, the Q Life, Quivira Club, a beach club, internal shuttle service. All of the items I've already mentioned to you, there they are again in the description. Let's see here. Does it say furnished? Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Did I miss it? It doesn't say furnished on this one, although it looks like it's furnished in the photography. So we would just have to confirm that. Oh, it says no. Okay, not furnished. So this one is not furnished. What can I tell you? $705,000. There we go. So let's take a look now at Copala. $779, and since we ended on the furnished, also not furnished. Interesting. You know, most of the time when you're buying a resale, I would have to argue that 90% of the time it is a fully furnished condominium or home. Folks who purchase these condos are purchasing all of the furniture for that specific condo, and it's likely not going to be used again at their upgraded property, or at the or if they're leaving in that respect, right? So just to give you guys again on the map, we use the hybrid function. Here's downtown Cabo San Lucas. Here is the marina area right here. Okay, you come right up this road. I'm not sure if you can see it, but from Oxo to Oxo, you come up this road, and then this is Via del Leri, which is the grand entrance into Quivira. Here's the Pueblo Bonito sunset. Here's the Pueblo Bonito Pacifica in this respect. And what we're looking at right now today is Copala, which makes up this little polygon. And behind it, right here, this is Mavila, okay? Or Mavila, as it's pronounced in Espanol. So Mavila, right here, this is what we're talking about. And this is where you have the condos, and this is the Pueblito section. Okay, you can already see that's a fairly nice large pool right there. All right, let's continue. So the first property we looked at was a condominium right here inside of Mavila. And now we're driving inside of Quivira to go over to Copala. And Copala is made up of 7 total condo buildings. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pool areas that are around these buildings. And then you have the homes. Now these are all single-family freestanding homes in general, and there is the Copala clubhouse that everyone gets to use. And yes, anybody can use all the pools, anybody can use all of the clubhouse amenities, etc., etc. And many of these homes have their own private pools as well. So let's take a look at this property. 5603, so this is building 5, 6th floor, 3rd condo on that floor. And look at that view, huh? That is a gorgeous view. 777 is what we're looking at right here. That's an odd number. This is more than likely, I would have to say it's more than likely, because it is a resale, owned by maybe a Mexican national, local, and they want their money perhaps in pesos, because how do you get at $777 if you're not dealing with exchange rates? That might be a clue. I could be wrong, but it's odd to see, $777. But that's gorgeous. Look at all of these little details, guys. Is that Venetian plaster that they did up here on the ceiling? I mean, it's quite a colorful condo, I gotta say. And you have views from the living room, views from the bedroom, the master bedroom, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, just slightly over 2,000 square feet. So this is the back bedroom, and what you see right there, that's the hallway off the elevators. And that's the view from the bedroom. So when you wake up in the morning, you have this gorgeous view. At night, you know, I mean, it's like New York at night. You get to see the hillside communities there. And it is a penthouse. That is pretty cool. So again, for $779, you're getting this 2 bedroom, 2 bath penthouse unit with its own private rooftop. What is really cool about this is that if you wanted to throw a party, you could have access to your penthouse. Some folks have these spiral staircases that come up and they have like an entrance somewhere about right here. These folks chose not to do that. But you can either have the elevator go all the way up, if I'm not mistaken, or use the stairwell to go up to, from your condo floor, just go up 1 flight to the rooftop and you're good to go. This way no one has to go into your condo if you wanted to, you know, like, hey, the party's upstairs, right? That's a cool feature. And look at these views. You know, fun fact, the Pacific side tends to be considerably cooler in comparison to, let's say, across town over at the El Tizal hillside. So, you know, you're still in Cabo and it's just cooler, right? Not just that it's cooler, but it's cooler in temperature as well, right? And here are those pools. And this is the beach club that we were talking about before, the owners only beach club. Quite sexy and swanky. And remember, whether you're owning at Mavila or you're owning inside Copala or any of the Quivira subdivisions, you have access to all of these. That is the clubhouse at Quivira. It does have its own little theater room, which is really cool. It also has the massage spa rooms, which you could either have from any spa, like let's say Pacifica, Pueblo Bonito Pacifica, or the Pueblo Bonito Sunset. They can come and provide you spa services there at the clubhouse, if not in your condo or your home. That is really cool. Again, resort style living, guys, in this. Let me know in the comments if this is something that would appeal to you, right? What do you like about it? Or what don't you like about it, right? Give us your comments down below, and let's take a look at the next one. All right. So in this example, we're going to be looking at now the Pedregal. All right. Now the Pedregal, we touched on the Pedregal before, and let's see here. This is interesting because it says financing. So let's take a look at that one popped. La Montaña, did I get it? Or is that, this is the big home? Yeah, that's the big home. What happened here? Oh, this thing, well, that can happen. All right, so we were looking at $701 to $800,000. There we go. Property type. It looks like this got a little discombobulated. So I suppose that can happen, right? Just be aware of that one. And we went to 2 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2 bedrooms, or more baths. And now we're here. We're back again. Alrighty. So which is the one? This is the one I was looking at because it says financing on it. So I'm quite interested on this one. I wonder if this is from the developer because it's the same photography. It looks like it could be. That's quite interesting. All right. And then Maria Los Cabos. Oh, this is downtown Cabo. So let's take a look at that one as well. That's a cool one. Again, Mavila. This is a great rendering of what that's going to look like when it's all said and done. Now's the time to get involved at Mavila if you're interested in, because it is in pre-construction, it's considerably done. I would argue that about 3/4 of it is done already. There's maybe about 1/4 left of Mavila to be done. And, this is full ownership right on the main beach. Okay, well, it looks like today we're gonna be talking pretty much Cabo San Lucas, okay, on this one. We really haven't given it very much attention previously. I'm curious, what's this? Oh, well, that's in the wrong place. What's that? Vista Vela. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at these very quickly. So we were talking about Pedregal. The Pedregal community is a gated community that's found really right on the Pacific with access to the downtown Cabo San Lucas area and marina. Very, very easy peasy. Some folks, what they enjoy about this condo side is that you can, depending on how much you like to walk, you can easily walk into town, and it's very Airbnb-able. And I do see folks walking down from their Airbnb all the time. Look at that. Those condos. They're very earthy. That's what I get. First thing that I get from these. They didn't put a lot of photographs in here. Two bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,100 square feet, $735,000. Luna Pedregal, exclusive pre-construction development located in the heart of Pedregal Los Cabos, offering 9 luxury residences in a low-density community. That's pretty cool. I mean, if there's only going to be 9 total condos inside of this condo complex, that's pretty sexy, I gotta tell you. Yeah, I would expect the HOA to be on the higher side because you're sharing all of the common area expenses just among 9 of you, so it's likely to be a little bit expensive. And keep a quick little note: when you own in the Pedregal, and in a condo building, you're going to be paying a compounded HOA fee, which is covering the master Pedregal HOA community and the condo complex itself and all of its amenities. And the HOA for the master Pedregal community will include, they do have a water well on site, so you don't have to worry about water distribution because it comes directly from the community, not per se the municipality is what I'm trying to get at. And you also have pickleball courts, tennis courts, basketball courts. There's a small little cafe there as well, beach access to your own Pedregal beach if you would. And there is also the mountain club, which is new. And the mountain club would be an additional fee, I believe about $200 a month. It can change. And that also includes a spa, a gym. You got like yoga classes there and another restaurant at the mountain club. And I believe that when you pay that $200 odd a month to be a part of the mountain club, you get a discount at the restaurant and whatnot. So this is quite an interesting and likely to be fairly new. When you look at a listing, here's a fun fact. When you look at a listing and the first 2 numbers tell you the year that this listing went up, so this was 2025, but in this, the remaining numbers after that hyphen tell you the number of the listing of that year. So this was the 605th listing to be uploaded onto the MLS this year, 2025. So it's relatively this year's listing new. Okay, we'll see what happens as far as this developer is concerned. Now, I would argue that because it's in the development of the Pedregal, this developer is a good developer, a strong developer that will complete their project. But with any pre-construction property, you always want to make sure you do your due diligence, make sure that you confirm that the developer has the money to complete the project and will deliver on their promises of time and quality, which is ultimately what you're paying for, right? So let us know if you have any questions about developers and whatnot, and put those comments down below for us. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Marea Los Cabos. Now we're in the heart of Cabo San Lucas. Let's go to the hybrid map here so we can show you where this is at. What you're seeing right here is the main beach. within the Cape of San Lucas. Oops, I'm trying to, there we go. This should work now. All right, so here we go, and we'll zoom back in again. Here's the famous Land's End. That's what this feature is right here. And as you can kind of see, this section here of the landmass is almost parallel to the picture frame, I don't know, to this square, kind of showing you that this is truly the southernmost tip of the Baja right here. This is south. And right here's the marina. This is where the famous Arch of San Lucas is located. Arch of San Lucas is located, the marina. And this is the main beach. The Marea condominiums are located, here's the main street. There's a city club right here, so you got immediate easy shopping right here. This is like the equivalent to a Costco, but it is a national Mexican brand, okay, right here that you can enjoy. And Marea sits in this is an old satellite image, I don't know why, but it's perfect because this little brown parcel of land shows exactly where Marea is located. Across the street from Marea and down below at street level, there are a lot of more restaurants right around this corner, more restaurants across the street, more restaurants, and frankly speaking, you are 1, 2, 3, at most four corners away from all the fun and the beach clubs on Main Beach. This is a great investment. You're probably not going to have like the most outstanding views unless you have you go up to the rooftop where there are some common area amenities, or you have your own private rooftop where you get to see some views from there. But because of where the land lies, where this property lies, I mean, you're not going to be seeing like spectacular ocean views. It is truly all about location, location, location. And you can't beat that one right there. So let's take a look at this one in detail. All right, so it looks like, and we'll double check it right now if it says it in the description, but this is either their own private rooftop or is the common area rooftop that they have access to. There are, if you would, identified specific sections have their own public rooftop area. This way it doesn't become overwhelmed. This specific section has a little bit of an ocean view, as you can see right there, that blue line view, little peekaboo view over here of Land's End is what you can see from there. And this is from inside the condo, so right on. I mean, there's that view. Now, I will say this much. Right now, you see this all where these trees are at? This is kind of being used as a public parking lot, but that is a very, very pricey parcel of land that if it gets bought up and built on, there is a street right here. You may be able to still keep this, peekaboo view right there, but there's likely something to be built right here, so it'll block the back of these other buildings. You're probably not going to lose much anyways, but there's likely to have a little more construction going on right there. But again, it's not going to block anything that you don't already have blocked. So I guess that's the good news. Now you can see this has stairwell right here, this stairwell from inside. So you have your living room, dining room area, and this stairwell will go up to their own private rooftop, which this seems to be showing. This is their own private roof. There you go, that's quite sexy. Look at that. Yeah, so this is all customized for them because this is not how the developer delivered it. This is the common area pool. Very nice and large. They do have a gym on site, which is cool as well. I do like to use the word cool and sexy a lot. And I think we're back. There you go. There's your kitchen. Covered parking. So the street level of this development is all underground covered parking, basically. So you have street level parking, all covered underneath the rest of the construction underneath of the building. Then you go one floor up, and that's where the common areas are at. and then from there, all of the condos. There you go. That's not a bad view at all for $760,000. The location, you're right. It's urban, metropolitan style living in Cabo San Lucas with a great location. 760. That's pretty cool. What can I tell you? 3 bedrooms, 4 baths, 2,690 square feet. Let me know if this is something that appeals to you guys. I didn't mean to make this just a video about Cabo San Lucas. So let's see if we have time to take a look at a couple more. And this one is fully furnished, guys. Wow. So, yeah, you don't have the golf courses and all that other good stuff like you did at Copala or Mavila inside of Quivira, right? Or access to all those restaurants with discounts, all that other good stuff. But man, you're in downtown Cabo San Lucas with tons of restaurants to enjoy, walking distance to the swimmable beach. What can I tell you, man? Which one would you choose for about the same amount of money? Would you rather be in downtown Cabo San Lucas and have access to everything we just described, or would you rather be in Quivira and Copala? Man, that's a great question. Which one would you choose? Give us your comments down below. Let us know. Quivira or downtown Cabo? Which would you prefer to do? Let us know. That'd be awesome. I want your opinion. All right, let's move on to the next one. So this is, again, we're on the main beach, just to give you guys a better, clearer understanding of where we're at. We were just looking at Mavila, which is right here, right? That little dirt square you see right there. Again, this is an older satellite image. 1, 2, 3, about 4 corners from the beach, right? This over here is literally living on an oceanfront resort. Now, this is called Villa La Estancia, and it sits right in the middle of Villa del Palmar right over here and Villa del Arco right over here on the other side. These are both hotel and timeshare resorts, and you can access these restaurants over here and amenities over here, the spa as well, the bars as well, in addition to what you get to enjoy inside of Villa La Estancia. No, the hotel guests do not have access to Villa La Estancia at all, right? So let's take a look at this. Now, again, this is the main swimmable beach right over here, and you're right in the heart of Cabo San Lucas. Let's take a look at this property. 1309, $750,000, and it does not say fractional. Remember, in other videos, for a lower price point, we found fractional ownership condominiums inside of this condo complex, this development. This is $750,000, guys. So now I believe we're looking at full ownership, okay, listed at an exceptional low price according to the description. Don't miss this rare opportunity to receive immediate positive equity and strong rental history. Villa Estancia 1309 is move-in ready. So again, it includes everything fully furnished. Electric range, electric oven, dryer, dishwasher, disposal, refrigerator. Literally show up with your toothbrush and your groceries, and I guess maybe you can buy some clothes while you're here. I don't know, but that's all you need to do. And as you can see here, this is your security entrance. You drive up this little driveway and you make this little turnabout and you're home right then and there. Villa La Estancia. That's it. Gorgeous views. Now, it depends on your style and your taste. Some folks might like this kind of hacienda feel, design. It is mostly all upkept as well. I believe your electricity is included, your water is included, your internet, I believe, is even included in your HOA fee. Therefore, it is a little higher than what you maybe would expect, but it is because it includes all of those items, and we can confirm that for you, assuming it hasn't changed. But there you go. That's your view from the balcony, it seems. And we're back to square one. So you see this gate right here? You enter and you have this little vestibule, and this is one condo, this is another, if I'm not mistaken. So there's that door that we just looked at from the vestibule perspective. Your kitchen, your dining, your living room. Your master bedroom bath, and the second bedroom. And there you go. All right. I think there's just so many different opportunities. See, $2,650 HOA fee, that's paid monthly, guys. All right. Keep that in mind. This is oceanfront living, and it includes the amenities that I mentioned earlier. All right. What is this one? That's this penthouse here. Vista Villa Sunset. That's what that is. Vista Villa Sunset. All right. So there are plenty more properties to take a look at right here in the Cabo San Lucas area. As you can see, all within the $700,000 to $800,000 price range. There's some really nice ones, some options as well. I mean, we could spend a lot more time here, but I want to give us a chance to go and take a look at San Jose del Cabo. So let's slide on over as we promised. Now, we'll take a look at this one, which is in the corridor. All right. We'll take a look, what's this? Okay, take a look at that one. Let's see if we can do 5 more for you guys in our remaining time.
Aquí te están compartiendo algo. There's a finest amazing house there from what I see.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, Shay. All right, let's take a look at this. 16 homes over here. Oh, Duna, they were all Duna. And that is another pre-construction development. I want to show you something that is, oh, look at this one, San Jose. Let's take a look at that one. Oh, I think I know where this is at. Okay, this is a perfect example. That's a good one. Yep, these are all in the same community. So San Jose, as I mentioned earlier, and you'll probably notice it in the square footage, tends to be a little bit more pricier in price per square foot. I think I already hit this one, I apologize. And that is because it's an older destination than Cabo San Lucas, subdivided and parceled out a long time ago in comparison to Cabo. So they tend to have, for the same price, slightly smaller condos. As an example, right here, this is a perfect example. And Alegranza, and we'll do that one as well. All right, so as we're heading from Cabo San Lucas over to San Jose del Cabo, we travel through the tourist corridor. And here we find ourselves in the El Tule area. The El Tule is one of the very few residential communities, which is actually, ironically, or fun fact, that it's a gated community that has other gated communities behind it. And this is one of those. And we've talked about Vista Vela before. This is Velamar, by the same developer, if I'm not mistaken. Let me confirm it before I put my foot in my mouth. It does not mention it, which is interesting that they wouldn't. But let's go to the map. Go hybrid, and let's zoom in. Yeah, this is absolutely Velamar, building 1, as I mentioned earlier. So this is built by the Vela Group. The Vela Group is well known as hoteliers and builders, and they have the Grand Velas Resort located here in Cabo San Lucas. They also have one in Nuevo Vallarta. They have the Velas Vallarta in Puerto Vallarta. They also have another one in Cancun. This is the Grand Velas right here, and it was on the news, and it's very famous for having the most expensive taco in all of the world. You know, they even put gold foil on there. I mean, would you eat a taco with gold foil on there? I don't know how much it cost, $1,000 or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. But with that said, they built not just the Vista Vela 1, 2, 3, now the Vista Vela Sunset, which we kind of saw something a moment ago. There's a penthouse for sale there. But there's also this. This was their very first project, these 4 towers called Vela Mar, okay? And if you're lucky to get one of the condos, one of the owners that bought a membership, it's a 10-year membership where they will pick you up. They'll go from the Grand Velas Resort to your Velamar residence, pick you up, bring you down, and you get to enjoy because it is an all-inclusive resort, and the food there is outstanding. I've had clients that purchased at Velamar, got the membership, and very much enjoy their experiences at the Grand Velas Resort, both the spa and the pool area, the gym, and of course the restaurants, which are amazing. Now this is a ground floor condo, which, you know, some folks really like. They call it a pent garden because, you know, it feels like a penthouse because you have this, you know, openness to it as well. Although you don't have your own private rooftop, you know, you have this outdoor living experience that is quite exceptional. And look at this, look at that. They actually customize this kitchen because it doesn't come like that by the developer. It looks like someone likes to party, right? And cook. You know, that's a nice kitchen. Look at that. That is the master bedroom over here, outdoor living. Look at how all that opens up, those pocket doors. You know what that is? That's an agave. They love the tequila. And those are your views. Ground floor, not too shabby. Now this is a common area amenity over here, and I would say that there's about maybe, what is it, 8 condos, 10 max in this building. I'd have to double check that and confirm because it varies from building to building. I don't recall exactly at the moment that I'm making this video. But there you go. They've done a really nice job with the decoration and the appointments of this condo. This is the common area barbecue. There's the pool. Gorgeous views. I mean, look at that. This pool is exclusively for this building. Oh, there you go. So it's got a total of 12, right? 4, 3, 12. 12 condos on this one. See, this building over here only has 8. Okay? As you can see, that's it. Just 2 per floor. And this is the building that my clients purchased in. But there you go. This is it. Not too shabby at all. Very nice. All right. Now, the beautiful thing about owning in a location like this is that you're equidistant from San Jose del Cabo and Cabo San Lucas, right? So 15 odd minutes to get into San Jose, 15 odd minutes to get into Cabo. If you're a surfer, here's what's really, really cool. You are immediately like 5 minutes away from El Tule, which is one of the 3 break points, surf breaks, inside of Los Cabos. You don't have to go far. If you wanted to go to San Jose del Cabo and go to Old Man's Costa Azul break, that's 15 odd minutes away. You know, if you want to go to Cabo San Lucas and go to Monuments Beach, that's 15 odd minutes away. So you easily have 2 surf breaks that you can enjoy within about a 15-minute drive of each other. And that's really nice. So different experiences. What can I tell you? Really, really cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. I feel like on Saturday Night Live, when they did that skit about, what was her name? It's really cool. Oh man, that's so funny. Okay, Miley Cyrus. Anyways, all right, so this next one we're looking at, Villa Elena in San Jose Corridor. This is located in an area of Las Ventanas al Paraíso, as you can see right here. It's actually in the Marquise. right on this side. You'll also find Paradisus Los Cabos, the Hilton Los Cabos, this section right here. All of this is part of the grand master plan community of Cabo Real, which you can see right here. All of this was designed by the Cabo Real master developer, if you would. And let's take a look. Now, so going back to the map, let's just hit this up real quick. I want to go back to hybrid view. This is a big arroyo, so it lends itself for like, nice empty spaces. This is another arroyo right here. And as we zoom in, these beaches are gorgeous. They're not per se the most swimmable beaches, however. So if there was a downside or a negative, I would say be extremely careful getting into the water into these beaches. But horseback riding, beautiful sunsets, morning walks, going out with the dogs, it's gorgeous. It is beautiful. And as you can see by this community right here, tennis courts, pickleball courts, right? What can I tell you? There's condos, towers, some are larger than others, and you do have quite a bit of amenities, including the main clubhouse area and whatnot, which is right over here. This is a hotel, and you can make use of its amenities here, like the restaurants and whatnot as well. So let's take a good look at this one. And first hit any details. Yep, enjoy 9 heated pools, 9. A swim bar, adult beach club, beachfront dining, brand new gym, 4-lighted pickleball courts, tennis courts, family-friendly amenities include kiddie park, okay, all of these spa, fire pit, endless pristine beaches. What can I tell you? 24/7 room service, security, and concierge services. So if you want to have that resort-style living, it's much smaller community than Quivira, so it tends to be a little more of a tight-knit, if you would, experience with those that own there. And look at that ocean view. Now, one of the benefits here, if you're really like into feng shui and stuff like that, I believe this is facing, you're gonna have sun all day is what I'm trying to get at, because you're kind of facing south right here, and the sun will go east-west over you. So it's quite nice. You'll have sun all day, and that means that this particular condo will stay relatively cool. It is on the older side. I will say that much. It is on the older side as far as the build is concerned. And what these guys did here, I'm very confident this used to be a terrace and they enclosed it. See what they did there? And they enclosed this terrace because this is off a bedroom, and they made this into an extra space. Interesting. Who has a barbecue off of their bedroom? Eclectic is what I would say that is. Quite eclectic. Maybe we need to get rid of that barbecue. Someone's not using it anymore. But there's the community. It's beautiful. And there's your views. Let's take a quick look at some of the details here. And go down. Casa del Mar is the subdivision, fully furnished. And taxes, it's interesting, they always put tax amounts on these things, but they're going to be reassessed at time of transfer of title. So they will change. HOA fee, $746. This is what I wanted to see. $746 HOA fee, that is per month in order to get all of these amenities. Again, oceanfront. Because you're oceanfront, guys, you're going to have a little bit more maintenance than being across the highway, on the mountain side of the highway. So keep that in mind. There's always a trade-off, and you should expect a higher HOA fee if you're going to be on the oceanfront side of the highway and have all of these types of amenities that we're highlighting right here. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so this is inside of a master plan community called Club Campestre San Jose, or the San Jose Country Club. if we wanted to translate that. The San Jose Country Club does have golf course, and it is a Jack Nicklaus designed golf course, extremely well maintained. That is 100% true. This is one of those places where you will find one of those fractional ownership opportunities. You've heard me mention when living before as well. That said, there's several residential subdivisions that are found inside of Club Campestre San Jose, and what we're looking at right here is their oceanfront beach club, which I'll show you in a moment. But I want to give you guys first its location. So here is the golf course that we talked about, and it kind of does cross over. This is the toll road that heads to the airport, as it says airport bypass, right about over here. So all of this is still considered Club Campestre San Jose, all of this. And very close to shopping, you have Chedraui Select right here. You have La Comer right here for you for shopping. This is a great little plaza with lots of restaurants, some fine dining as well. All of this is adjacent to this Club Campestre San Jose. And this is where the beach club is located. That's it right here. And you do have access to it directly from the community. You don't have to worry about touching the highway or getting on the highway to get to it whatsoever. And that is a plus. That is a big plus. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Now I will say it does have a restaurant. It has a great beach area, but as far as I know, there is no gym inside of their beach club area. There's no gymnasium. And this is the community of townhouses, if you would, is what these are. Looks like the clubhouse for the golf course. Man, I really wish they would have done a slightly better job with these pictures, because it really just doesn't show. I'm very familiar with this community. It's, you know, it's quaint, it's really cute. It makes you feel like you're in this little kind of like pedestrian-only pueblito kind of feel to it. It's nice. It really, really is. These pictures don't do it justice, in my opinion. They're a little grainy. And that's about all she wrote. They didn't give us anything else. Okay. And what's it? 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. I'm trying to see if you notice anything here that's special. No. I don't believe you'll be disappointed either, but what can I tell you? Okay, so that's about all she wrote on this one. They don't tell us the HOA fee, they just say it's monthly. All right, so let's move on to the next one. All right, so Finisterre, okay, great little area. So as I mentioned to you before in a previous video, San Jose del Cabo was one of the 2, if I'm not mistaken, this is the 2nd destination that was selected by the National Tourist Fund to foster and foment tourism in the state of Baja California Sur, right? And this is the hotel zone, and the Fonatur area is what it was previously called. And it was given, they put in a 9-hole golf course that you can play, you know, back to back and do your 18. This was the very it used to be a community golf course. Anyone can play it. Now it's owned by the Vidanta group, you know, which is the Grand Mayan, the Mayan Resorts, those guys. They own it now. But you do have lots of great little restaurants and bars right here. Again, here's that commercial plaza area with more shopping, supermarkets, great restaurants, swim with the dolphins activities. Great beach, beautiful beach, great for horseback riding, not really great for swimmable, but it is a beautiful beach. And this property is found right here in what is called the Finisterre area of the Fonatur developed San Jose hotel zone, right? And what we're looking at right here is this was originally meant to be, I forgot the name of the hotel that was originally building this up. And for whatever reason, many years back, they just didn't really move forward, and it kind of fell to the wayside. And a developer came in and he bought up this entire project, and now they're bringing it back to life. And I would say that they're doing a fairly great job with it because it needed it. It really, really needed it. I remember driving, I've been here for 25 years, and I remember driving by through here and it just looked so abandoned. But now, I mean, you got pool, you got restaurants, you got that resort style living experience while having a full ownership property right there on site. And again, you're so close to hospitals, restaurants, shopping. There's a great dog park, by the way, over here, as it shows right there. So it's really, really a nice community, truly. Let's take a good look at this one. And look at that view. Golf course, ocean, close to shopping. They are giving it this, kind of Adobe feel, to the property. This is clearly a 2-story condo. It almost feels like everybody's either walking around in bathing suits or in tunics. That's just my sense of humor, ignore me. All right, gym mode. You got a gym, you got pools, you got a little restaurant, bar area. Looks like this is some fun for kids. Look at that sand inside of this area. How cool is that? And it's got this really easygoing vibe, is what it has. Calming, very, very grounding is the word I'm looking for, I think it has that. That's really nice. They've done an excellent job with all of these pictures, and I think we're now back to square one. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at the description, and we'll wrap this up shortly, guys. We're reaching our 1 hour mark. Thank you so much for joining me again. This is a 2-story penthouse, features common areas on the upper level and bedrooms below, offering thoughtful layout. That's cool that the common areas are on the upper level and the bedrooms below, because that's where you're going to spend a lot of your time, is on the common areas, kitchen, living room, dining room area, and you get a better view. So that's cool. Private rooftop, pre-equipped with connections for jacuzzi and grill, so you can have that as a great party area. And again, because immediately below it is your kitchen, dining room, living room area, that's a party, baby. That's what we're talking about right there. Resort style community features 2-level gym, cardio, weights, yoga, Pilates room, steam rooms and showers, 2 pickleball courts, a heated pool with jacuzzi, kids splash pad, game area, beach club inspired palapa bar with sand. Yep, a beautiful restaurant, co-working spaces, a vibrant kids club built with 20-centimeter concrete walls, no drywall, and high ceilings. The property stays cool and quiet year-round, even during the hottest of summer days. Casa Nima is the name of this development. So if you're interested in a vibe like that, let me know. Put your comments down below or shoot me a direct message. I'll be happy to give you more details on these types of properties. They don't mention the HOA. All right, let's continue on. Alegranza, what a wonderful name. Alegranza, to be happy. This is a project that, what was his name? Enrique Iglesias, I believe, was a part of this project back in the day when it was first being edified. Obviously now it's been all sold out. We're looking at a resale now. And again, to go to the map and share with you where this is located here at this hybrid. I want to zoom in. Okay, so this is, again, the Fonatur area. This is the Finisterre section of the Fonatur area. Here's that 9-hole golf course, the main beach. And Alegranza sits on a hill. So this is the top, the highest point of this little hill, because it goes back down again and then it comes back up. And this is another hill over here, where we will be covering about this project over here called Cenit, okay, which boasts some amazing views because it's even higher than this one. And the way they've oriented the buildings at Cenit, they give you east, south, and west oriented views, which are quite interesting depending on what you like the most. You can pick. And then over here, Alegranza. Alegranza is just giving you these nice, beautiful, expansive ocean views. And as you can see, you have 1, 2, 3 different pool areas for all of these. I believe there's even a spa there, tennis courts, pickleball court right here going on. So let's take a look and go into more detail, and we'll wrap up this session with you guys. If you have any specific areas that you're interested in, please let me know. Send me a message. If you want to know more about setting up a very specific search just for you, shoot me a message, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you with that. If you have any questions about the properties that we've seen today, let me know. Put your comments below or shoot me a message. I'll be happy to answer those for you. Look at that. Those views are just ridiculous. This was designed back in the day when this was the vibe, right? To have this kind of, style of carpentry and marble or granite countertops. I think the style has changed a little bit. I mean, it's still really nice, but maybe you might want to remodel it. You don't really have to leave the property unless you want to, and shopping is close by. You can see right here, this is the estuary. You have views to the east, and there you go, even to the south and the west. Gorgeous. Let's take a look at any specific comments. Jacuzzi, spa, gym, tennis courts, restaurant, barbecue areas, concierge services, pool, of course. 3rd floor condo. And they did not share what the HOA fee is on this one. Guys, thank you again. I'd love to continue going on with you about this, but I'm not too sure if you follow me, so make sure to click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, make sure you get all of these videos that we are producing now. Our goal is to repeat this 12-part series on a monthly basis or every 2 months, so to speak, so that you can start to see exactly all of these areas, start to get familiar from Loreto down to Los Cabos, from the Pacific to the Sea of Cortez, discover different areas that might be of interest to you that you just didn't know were there, discover whether or not that you really can find something you love within your budget, which is really what I would love for you to do, is to find that, and ultimately also get to know me as well, right? So the areas, the properties, me, and answer your questions. That's what it's all about, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you had a wonderful experience with me today, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.